I'm aware that my part of the presentation is separating you from the coffee break, so please resist a little bit. I will just describe all the 160 actions that we have been implementing, so it's not going to be long. I'm just joking. Thank you for understanding the joke. Thanks. Now, let's see some good practices. We have been working, as you know, on different kind of actions. It's important to say that some actions are related to the own municipal assets, but many actions are related to other people's assets. So many actions are related to the citizens. We all know that the municipality usually is responsible for 3 to 5% of the whole of the emissions of carbon dioxide. So the important thing is to work together with the citizens. We have seen so far that many initiatives are related to also to energy poverty and to community-based initiatives. So we have been working on both sides. We have decided in the beginning of the project actually not to work so much about the productive sector, because we had very different realities in different countries, different locations, so it would have been difficult to standardize these kind of experiences, but working about municipalities' own assets and about citizens' possibilities was a bit more, let's say, replicable. So we have focused on these two kind of sectors. We have few examples now. First one is from Croatia. The city of Zagreb is the promoter, is the supporting structure in this case. This action is quite interesting because it's one of those addressed to the citizens, and we can see that the numbers are quite important. They have involved 500 households. 500 low-income households were contacted and were audited by 15 long-term unemployed persons. So they have trained and prepared 50 persons to go into these households and to make, together with the owners, of course, of the households, with the inhabitants, to make a sort of a light energy diagnosis, light energy audit, in order to understand where the energy wastes, and in order to improve the energy performance of the house. The results are quite interesting. Investment in where 25 euros, let's remember we're talking about low income households, 25 euros per household per year, with a saving of 630 kilowatts per hour and 165 tons of CO2. And we can see it's an important indicator. The return on investment is below, it's nearly 1.5 years. So the suggestions and the decided activities within the household were very much focused on energy and economic savings. So this is quite interesting. It's interesting because it has also a very important social profile. So unemployed workers that managed to relaunch themselves on the job market and supporting low-income households. So that was quite an interesting activity. As we know, one of the we will see later on the lessons learned, but one of the different things in managing and implementing SEP is to reach the citizens. So this is one very effective way to do it, to go and visit them. Very important, time consuming, but in this way it's very efficient. Thank you. Effective. Yeah, this is how it looks like outside a primary school in Italy, usually, at 8 in the morning, when you have, yeah, because we are made this way, we are trying to change our culture, but we would like to bring our children directly in the classroom with the car, and then go back home, which is 50 meters away. So still we are working on that. one strategy that was implemented in the Veneto region, in San Donà di Piave municipality, is what is called the pedibus, which is a service promoted by the municipality. You have sort of walking pathways from home to the school, and you have usually one parent which starts from the beginning and picks up the pupils on the way to the school. You have different stops. It's like a bus, but it's walking. So if you can walk to the school, then you have one parent going and picking up all the children and bringing them to school. You have some sign pathways. You have some street signals which are saying, "Be careful, there is a pedibus crossing here," and so on. And so this is also a quite interesting actions, because it is actually a low-cost action, but can contribute to solving that kind of security information problem, which can be the traffic jam in the morning outside schools. So peaks of air pollution and fuel consumptions were reduced, but also it's a very safe way of going to school for kids. Next one, thank you. This is another interesting initiative by Interleuven, which is our, let's say, homeowner today here in Brussels. It is very effective because it's a very communicative action. This is not a low-cost action, because making a thermography, an air thermography, can be very expensive, but it's very important because every single citizen can see their house, can see, let's say in first place their energy performance, but can see their house and the neighbor's house. So it says, okay, my house is performing worse than my neighbor. This is something wrong. Let's talk about it. Let's try to understand how to deal with it. So this is very important for awareness raising about my own energy performance in my household, related also to the city. So it's very impressive, and it's a good starting point for implementing an energy desk or energy counter or energy info point, as you want to do it. So you make the thermographic photograph, and you present it to the citizens, and then you say, okay, from now on for 3 months, 6 months, we will have an energy desk here in the municipality or somewhere else, and we will provide you technical and financial advice for improving the energy performance of your households. So it's a very good input for starting a communication campaign or an awareness-raising campaign for citizens. And Interleuven here in Belgium was piloted, but new similar projects have started, and they have done it in 4 other municipalities. Thank you. Next. This is in Holland, and I will not pronounce the name of the municipality. This is the municipality. During coffee break, you can ask the Patricia, our colleague from Krakow, what's the real name. And this is technically simple, but very effective action of substitution of replacement of old sodium luminaires with LED lamps in a small city center in Poland. And the impressive thing is the energy saving, that is 31%. Now, in this case, they have done it with own funds, but this is very important for, and this was a small pilot, but this is very important for other, probably bigger cities, in terms of when you prepare a public procurement for revamping your public lighting, what is the guaranteed percentage of energy saving that you can ask? So we for sure know that you can ask more than 30%. So you make an energy performance contract with an ESCO, that one possible solution for public lighting, for 10 years or something like that. And you ask them to guarantee at least 30% of energy saving. That can be done. Or you make a bid, you make a tender, and you ask for the best, of course, technical, economical proposal. You know that these are realistic figures, so you can work about that. And it's very interesting to know that these kind of results are achievable with not a very big technical effort, and this is the kind of action that you can ask to be implemented by the private sector, so you will get a lot of offers on the market if you want to revamp your public lighting.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, highlights from the public lighting action is the payback should be within 3 years, and the first evaluations after 8 months period is that actually the savings for public lighting are better than expected, and so in 8 months they have reached the savings that they had planned for 1 year. So this is quite a promising action. Thank you. This is important, as I was telling you, communication is resulted to be very important. Of course, reaching citizens is very difficult. This is one good practice that was implemented in Genova and was inspired by Zagreb. So we had this peer exchange, which was also one of the added values of the project, internal peer exchange among supporting structures. Zagreb has inspired Genova and has provided technical support for the implementation of this campaign, which was addressed to the pupils of primary school, pre and elementary school, primary school. Materials were translated in Italian, and competition was done about
creating art projects.
Creating art projects by children about what they have done for energy saving in their own house.
They actually created a rap music, like a song that was very fun and
successful. They made also the hip hop rap music for energy saving. Okay, so this is learning by playing. Okay, thank you. Please, next one. Actually, I thought I had inserted also a slide about the monitoring sessions of the Diputació de Barcelona, but it's not there. I'm sorry, that was a last-minute input. But Barcelona the province of Barcelona has made monitoring sessions, group monitoring sessions for the municipalities. So actually, they have gathered the municipalities. The Diputació de Barcelona is a large number of municipalities. So when you have a round of municipalities which need to monitor their SEP, you join them together and you work together with them directly on the monitoring issue. So in Mayors in Action, it was very important, the implementation of actions, but also it was very important the monitoring of results. So this was one of the important aspects. I'm sorry for missing the slide, but it's okay. Lesson learned, this is our last slide, so you're very close to your coffee. Of course, engagement of citizens, and LG is the acronym of local governments, is fundamental. This sounds obvious, but it's not, because when you have to implement a SEP, you have to first think about a campaign to let citizens and companies know that you have a SEP. It sounds obvious, but it's not. You have to let know to your colleagues within the municipality that you have a SEP that needs to be implemented. The bigger the municipality, the most important is to create awareness, even within your own environment. In the second point, business plans and investment plans, which were a very big effort for us to prepare, are fundamental for analyzing in detail your own action. And if you have to prepare a business plan by yourself, and we have prepared a template, but then we ask the municipalities to contribute to compile it, then you have to analyze every single part of your actions, and then you find holes, you try to understand what is the financial payback and so on of your actions. And so it's a very important first analysis that prepares you to go into the market, even if it is an action which is run by the municipality. We had a very good experience at the local and at the EU level. We have done coaching sessions which sounded like the jam sessions of the BEAST project. So we sat around the table after the trainings, and we have discussed with the technicians of the municipality about different actions. How have you done this? What have you done? What problems you had? So it was a peer exchange among municipalities, and we have been networking a lot with EU projects, because you know, the fact that we had to implement 160 actions then made us think that somebody else already has worked on specific projects that run every one or more or less the kind of actions on which you are working. So for instance, I'm thinking about my own project. We had discussed yesterday this in the meeting, but I will not remember all of them. For instance, for supporting the private citizens in refurbishing their houses, we have thought about the Padova Fit project, which is run by SOGESCA and the municipality of Padova for refurbishing the private condominiums. If we had to think about the energy management systems, then we went to the 5001 SEAPS project, and we asked them for contributions to webinars and materials and so on. Yesterday we discussed about other projects. No, they're not coming to our mind, but actually the fact of having such a variety of actions made us call and try to have support from other projects which have dealt in depth with other specific sectors and specific activities. Now, small cities need more support from CNS's coordinators and supporters of the Covenant of Mayors. And because lack of capacity on local level, yeah, this is actually the first sentence that we wrote when we presented the project. This, the first sentence of the project is this one, and it's the last 2 minutes, yes. And so we have provided support, but they need continuous support. And I don't know, in Italy we are actually experimenting cuts in the public sector, so support is needed, and the technical point of view for the implementation of actions, and improving also the municipal budget by improving the energy efficiency of the municipality. Implementation of specific actions is sometimes longer than 3 years. You have, if you work on a refurbishment of public buildings, for instance, or if you work with citizens, you need more time, because sometimes you stop because probably you have changing policy, in political priorities and so on. So some actions are longer. Lack of consistency of national energy policy is often a barrier, so it's their fault. And especially in Italy, we change energy policy every year. We're not sure about the tax benefits that you can get if you refurbish your house. This is for private households. It's get renewed year by year, so they will not tell you for 10 years we have this policy, but you know it year by year, so it's difficult to make long-term investments. And we need more pilot actions. We have been discussing, and Mr. Berotto has presented also a clear slide about that innovative financial scheme for sale implementation. We're over. I would like to, no, this is where the slide was. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is my fault, and doing things at the last moment does not work. This is, yeah, the monitoring sessions from the province of Barcelona, which we're talking to you about. And yeah, I would like to thank, first of all, the city, the metropolitan city of Genova. I see also Miriam down there. And for running the project, coordinating it with a big effort and big commitment, very important. And also Interleven for co-organizing the event of today, which is successful, because when you see a full room, then it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.